Joey.
Hey Tim.
So your first U.S. Nationals, but you've done some pro stock racing before, so you've raced in front of the crowd before. How was it that first time that you went out there and raced in front of a nice big NHRA crowd?
Well, it's really, you know, I can't even really notice the crowd or think about it, man, because, like, you know, you got the bikes that I ride, I don't, you know, they don't belong to me, so they're, you know, my biggest concern is the bike and making sure I do everything right so that I don't hurt anything on the motorcycle or, you know, do anything to mess the pass up. So, you know, really, I don't even really, you know, you're looking at the tree, you know, you're concentrating on your bike, you don't even really notice the crowds. You know?
Okay. Very good.
Yeah, I mean, it does. I mean, while I'm sitting here watching this stuff, I mean, it is on my mind, like, wow, all these people are watching, I hope I don't mess up, but you can't think like that, otherwise you will mess up.
I hear you. So you were here testing last week, and so you've had a couple 3 laps, I think, on the bike.
Yep.
So you probably feel pretty comfortable going up there.
Yeah. I feel very confident. You know, we're turning the bike up quite a bit. You know, in testing, we were breaking in a new motor, a new crankshaft, and had really thick oil in it, and had the shift lights way down. So, you know, just kind of getting me some seat time and, you know, making some safe runs. So now the bike's turned up. You know, it's time to qualify. So, you know, I'm excited. I'm comfortable on the bike. It fits me well. The guy who rode it before me is smaller than I am, actually. So it's, you know, it's nice and compact, and it fits me well.
Hey, Joe.
Yes, sir.
You think Joey had any idea what he's talking about over there?
he's got experience, that's for sure. So.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Skep, excited?
I'm more than excited.
Well, we'll check back in after the round, see how things are going.
Yeah, see if I'm still smiling.
Yes, sir. Joey.
Hey Tim.
You're leading after one round, you're leading the Pro Street Stakes. I know you wanted a stronger run, but given that you and I were just discussing that the overall was a little bit of a lackluster round for the class, so there's plenty of room for you to improve.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of room. You know, I think we got over a tenth still left in the bike. You know, it bogged a little bit right off the hit, and then when it got down into the power, started grunting, and the clutch was already locked up, blew the tire right off, and you know, I kind of just rode it out, let it calm back down, and just went through the gears. And also, we were fighting, the bikes felt it pretty good. We were fighting about like a 12-mile-an-hour crosswind out there. And so I knew, and right when it spun the tire, it started going left, and the crosswind was going from right to left. So I knew I had to, if I wanted to, you know, make anything of the run, I had to start correcting. So I started correcting and hung off the side for a little while, and then once it was, you know, about top of 3rd gear, when I knew it was going to go, you know, perfectly straight, you know, got up, tucked, and finished out the run. But it ran strong, especially in the back half. Went 191 mile an hour, so the bike's it's got it there. You know, we're just gonna have to put it together for tomorrow morning.
When you were near the head of the staging lanes and the cameras were there and the crowds out there, you didn't think about it for a second?
I mean, I didn't want to go out there and look like a jabroni, but you know, you can't think about it. You have to just go out there and just go A to B and do everything right. You know, you know, when I was up in the staging lanes, you know, of course they were like, oh yeah, don't look at the stands. First thing I do, I'm like, oh, this is cool. Look at all the people. This is crazy. But no, I mean, you know, everybody was coming up to me and reminding me to, you know, just like, oh yeah, just you know, just do the same thing you did in testing. And I was sitting there smiling. I was like, guys, I was like, man, this is awesome to me. I can't wait to get out there and make the pass. So, you know, that's how you got to treat it, man. I'm just excited to be here, excited to make laps, and I already can't wait. I want to go out, I want to go right back out. You know,
sure,
I don't like waiting, but yeah, man,
Yeah, can't you enter another 2 or 3 classes
I know,
here?
right? Yeah, it'd be nice. Yeah, at IDBL and Man Cup, I'm always busy, so
yeah.
You know, I'm always. I don't never have any time to wait. Running back and forth for different bikes, but so this is a little different, but it's nice because I get to go up and watch Top Fuel and Funny Car and Pro Mod and all the classes that I grew up watching NHRA when my dad was racing. You know, Comp Eliminator, Top Alcohol. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm in heaven right now.
Yeah.
We went a 95 with an O. You know, in session 2 or 3, I believe. Yeah, session 2, and but that didn't make the top 12. That was number 15. So, you know, the slate's wiped clean after that. Went out there in the 4th qualifier, which we have 5 qualifiers in this race. Went out there in the 4th qualifier and, you know, left the line pretty good. And then started to shake the tire really, really bad. All the way to the top of 1st gear. And right when I plugged 2nd, broke the transmission. Broke 2nd gear, completely shattered it. So, you know, of course, just snatched the clutch in, pulled over to the side. And I knew it was a transmission. We only had one motor. We only had one motor for that bike, so I pretty much knew my weekend was done. So we got back and you know, started thinking about it. Talked to Ed and you know, we already started pulling the motor out because the motor's got to come out anyway. And we split the cases and talked to Ed. He said, "Yeah, go ahead. I got transmission parts. Go ahead, get her fixed up." So I got a crash course in GS engine building, you know, with an upside down GS on a very slanted grassy pit, but it was fun, man. We were thrashing. We had 3 hours to do it. Split the cases. You know, Blake from Vance and Hines came over and helped us out putting the transmission back together. And you know, we had a Dremel on the shaft. You know, like fixing up all the burrs, plucking out big pieces of gear on this beautiful Pro Stock motor, brand new, but. Yeah, man, it was fun, man. We got it all back together with 1 minute to spare. They were calling us up and got back up there, and we made a jet change the round before, and it was making a lot more power. We kept that same jet in and went out there and spun the tire again in 1st gear all the way into 2nd gear. The transmission stayed together this time, but could only muster a 701. It went 194 mile an hour, so the power's there. You know, we got it. We just got to get that 1st gear figured out.
Probably not the complete result you wanted, but not bad and a good experience.
Yeah, not bad, man. We had a lot of fun. This is my first Indy. It's the first time, you know, we ran NHRA for a long time with my dad. Went to a lot of national events, but never went to Indy. And now we got to go and experience it and compete in it and compete in front of a lot of people. It was really cool, man. It was, you know, it was definitely everything I expected it to be. You know, it's the grandfather of all races. It's the best of the best, and the field was tough, man. 91 bump spot. You know, we did everything we could. You know.
And your best lap on the weekend was
at 95 with an O. Yep, 95. And you know, Ed told me not to concentrate on my lights, but as a rider, of course, I'm gonna, you know.
What was your average?
My average was 011.
Oh, your average was 011?
Yeah, in 5 runs.
No
011.
shit.
Yeah, I had a 002, 009. A couple 018s and an 012, something like that.
Awesome. That's fantastic.
It was 011 or 012 average, and I was pleased with that. No red lights, nothing stupid, and the bike fits me fantastically. I mean, it's just, you know, I couldn't ask for anything more out of it. We just added another race. We're going to St. Louis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we're going. I'm leaving from here. We're driving home. Going to be driving all the way into tomorrow. Working Wednesday, leaving Thursday for for IDBL. Then after that, heading to Rockingham Man Cup, then St. Louis, then Maple Grove. Then I'm sure there's something else, some other MyRock or IDBL, Man Cup, something after that. I'll be racing for the next 2.5 months, that's for sure.
Fantastic.
Yeah, man.
That's what you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who do you want to thank?
Well, first and foremost, you know, I got to thank Vance and Hines for, you know, especially Ed Craywick for mentoring me, you know, through all this, and you know, giving his customer the nod to go ahead and put me on this bike. And you know, I'm glad that I could do him proud this weekend and do my job. And you know, he gave me a lot of good advice, and he's not an easy guy to please when it comes to pro stock motorcycles. He's the greatest of all time. So. You know, but I got to give a shout out to Vance and Hines. I got to give a shout out to Joe Riccardi, the owner of the bike, of San Marino Excavating, all the guys at San Marino Excavating for making it possible to you know, field the bike for me to ride. And then, you know, I got to thank Liberty Performance Components for giving me some support this weekend, some funding to come out here and help out with our travel expenses. Also, Calvin Blandon, the owner of the 460 bike that I ride at the Man Cup Series of B&M Racing, he also helped us out. And you know, I got to thank my dad for, you know, coming out here and being supportive in my racing, and, you know, and my family, my mom for being supportive, my beautiful fiance Nicole, and my little dog Jameson for being the coolest little family I could ask for. So yeah, man, I couldn't do it without all of them.
All right, Joe Riccardi, what's your observations on the weekend?
You know, for Joey coming out the first time, riding the bike, he did a great job. There was some skepticism amongst the ranks that maybe he wouldn't. For me, he did a great job. We tested last week, made a couple 1,000-foot runs on a new engine. He really did a good job. We decided to put him on the bike here for this weekend, and he did a great job. Unfortunately, I didn't probably do my job as well as I could have. Gave him the best bike we could. We had a transmission failure in Q4, and the guy, hey listen, the guys did a great job. We worked together. We took the transmission out, we split the cases, and the guys, Blake from Vance and Hines, came down and rebuilt the trans for us, and we did a great job. And that's all, you know, I give everybody an A for effort this weekend, that's for sure.
Very good.
That's for sure.
Where do you think y'all were missing it on the track in the performance? Where
well,
was it?
Joey's actually such a natural rider. In Q2, when he ran a 695, he actually shifted the bike every time just by the seat of his pants, and it was all a little bit early. So we had him relax. Eddie came down, told him just relax a little bit, wait for the light to come on, and then he hit all his shift points. But to pinpoint one thing, it was probably a tune-up thing, a jetting thing, and then you know, a little bit more seat time. I think it'd be okay, and for us to gel together as a team.
Bigger turbo.
Yeah, bigger turbo. Yeah, no turbo. And that was something for him to get used to as well.
Sure,
you know, not having
sure.
turbonometer power adder. I mean, listen, he did a great job for us. I mean,
Sure.
he did. He cut great lights. He rode the bike. A little more seat time. I think we're looking forward to Maple Grove.
I'm looking forward to Maple Grove too. All right, man. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Skip. I know it's not the result that you were looking for, but I know you're proud of the way Joey's comported himself this weekend.
Oh, it's been a phenomenal weekend. You know, I've been involved in drag racing for quite a number of years, and yes, we would have loved to have qualified, and you want to qualify, you know, for the U.S. Nationals. But the pro stock field is a tremendously tough field, and we conducted ourselves extremely well. It wasn't a cakewalk, and you know, this is a learning experience, especially today. Today was a battle hard fought. Yeah, we didn't give up. We didn't, you know, we didn't throw our hats on the ground. It broke a transmission. It broke second gear. We thought something was a little funny when we went to put it in gear for the burnout, and I think Joe was contemplating just shutting him off. And when we got back, Joe Riccardi, who owns the bike and tunes the bike, he made a decision that he was not going to quit. I don't know Joe extremely well, but one thing I know now about Joe Riccardi is the man does not know the meaning of quit. He made the decision that he was going to fix that broken transmission, and I think it was all finished, and we had 2 minutes to spare. We had fired it. They called us. and because we made an aborted run, we had to be first out, so we couldn't dilly-dally. And you know, I just have to give a shout out to Blake from Vance and Hines, who came down and he rebuilt our transmission, and for Vance and Hines for having the parts here available so that we could rebuild it. Another thing that really makes me happy is that Joe Riccardi and Joey Gladstone work so well together, not only as a bike owner and a rider, but they were shoulder to shoulder, taking this motor out, putting this motor in. It's given us something to build on, and it's really given us something to shoot for. And our plans are to come out for the Keystone Nationals in Maple Grove, my home track. In the Dutch country, Pennsylvania Dutch country, and
the beautiful Pennsylvania Dutch country.
And it's going to be quick there. It's the track that I made my first pass down the racetrack at Maple Grove. Joey made.
Was I born yet?
I don't think so. I mean, I staged against Barney Rubble, and I think I beat him because he broke a toenail. And it was also the first track that Joey drag raced a motorcycle. So it's going to be a homecoming and kind of an anniversary for Joey, which will be his 25th anniversary attending races at Maple Grove.
Nice, very nice. All right, well, it's been fun hanging out with you guys at an NHRA race.
Oh man,
I hope to see you at Maple Grove. I hope I'll be there.
Yeah, this NHRA race is quite awe-inspiring. Yes, it is.
All right, cool.
Thank you.